Good afternoon. I looked at the theme of this conference, extremely erudite and very layered, and being the scientific and analytic soul that I am, I kind of broke it down. And three things stood out for me. One was rhythm, the other was pattern, and the third was serendipity. And I'm going to work on these three ideas today and propound to you my theory of what I call conscious serendipity. Life has a rhythm. We can hear it, or some of us can. Some of us can't. And some of us don't want to, because it takes us out of the comfort zone that we love to be in. According to me and my experience over the last 60 odd years, life is like a jigsaw puzzle. It never finishes. And when you think it has, you get dumped with a whole lot of new pieces, and you have to continue getting them in place. Which brings me to the concept of serendipity. Like inclusion and diversity today, it's a very fashionable word, and I keep hearing it, particularly in entrepreneurial circles, that serendipitous moments are what make life. I looked at a dictionary definition of serendipity, which says that it is a series of events that you don't look for. In fact, you're supposed to be looking for something else when it lands in your lap. They're normally beneficial, and they're connected with creativity, discovery, and luck. As a pragmatist, I'm very, very uncomfortable with this decision and this definition. I don't think serendipity lands in your lap. So according to me, serendipity, the way it is defined, is not about things that happen to you. Life is not a series of stumbles. You don't stumble through life. You actually walk through life purposefully. And I strongly believe that you must understand this whole concept of life, of the fact that there is a pattern in it. And as conscious humans, we should be able to take advantage of these wonderful moments or awful moments which come our way. So I want to propound to all of you a concept which I have worked with throughout, and which this lecture made me think about, which is called conscious serendipity. This doesn't happen by chance. Yes, the circumstance or the event may happen by chance, but you need to look at it, you need to plan it, you need to understand it, and most importantly, being the practical person that I am, you need to do something with it, right? So there are four parts to conscious serendipity as I see it. One is, of course, to see the opportunity, to see the change. The second is to recognize that things are changing. The third is to actually understand it and the impact of it. And finally, I strongly believe that all of us need to do something about it. The way we deal with these events that happen in our life, many ways, and this is a completely personal take on it. Sometimes we don't see it at all because we're blinded. We're happy to be where we are. Nothing wrong with it. Sometimes we don't want to see it. We blinker our eyes because it makes us uncomfortable. Sometimes we ignore it or procrastinate, hoping that it would go away. But what I do recommend, and this is from my 60 years of living, you need to do something about it. You need to actually harness the power of the serendipitous moment and make it happen for you, leverage it. You may not succeed all the time. I don't say that you will. But if you don't give it a try, you will never know. And that's why I strongly recommend to all my young mentees and all the young people I come in touch with, please practice conscious serendipity. I strongly agree with Karen when she says that you don't sit and wait, right? Do something about it. Because waiting is not really a life plan. Life doesn't give you what you ask for. You never get the cards that you want. But you need to experience life. You need to be self-aware. You need to stay up to date. And most importantly, you need to be gutsy to take those chances. Please fail. In our country, we do not accept failure. And my contention to all of you is celebrate failure. Success is 20 likes on social media, doesn't give you much else. It is failure which actually teaches you to become a better person. But the thing is, you need to embrace it and you need to do something about it, not sit and theorize about it or feel sorry for yourself. So be prepared when things get bad or wrong to have the courage to walk away. I always quote the Serenity Prayer, which is part of the Alcoholics Anonymous program, strangely. And it says, God, give me the courage to understand what I can change, what I cannot change, and the courage to walk away. And I think this is part of my philosophy, and it should be the part of all our philosophies, especially for women, because we linger in relationships until it is too late to walk away. They don't exist. I always look ahead because I believe if you're constantly looking over your shoulder, you will knock your nose against the door in front. Professionally, you also need to be as aware of what is happening outside you, what is happening on the environment, because otherwise you will just get swept away. I follow this religiously. You have to do something about your life. You have to take control of it, not for the hope of any reward, but because the process is what makes it happen. And as they say in the Bhagavad Gita, it is the process which is important, not necessarily the fruits thereof. So follow your intuition. It normally doesn't fail, provided we don't rationalize it and try to be professionals and we kill it. Follow that intuition. Follow what is happening outside you and listen to your heart. I believe that is the only way to live. Follow my conscious serendipity, theory of conscious serendipity. Internalize and leverage it for yourself. I'm going to end with a favorite quote of mine, which also epitomizes my philosophy from Shakespeare. And I quote, "There is a tide in the affairs of men which taken at flood leads on to fortune. Omitted all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in misery. So ride the wave." Thank you.